And in this country, federal agents arrested 25 people Monday along the Pacific coast near Los Angeles. They were coming ashore in a type of fishing boat often used to smuggle drugs. Much of the action in the war on drugs has shifted from land to sea. And Ben Tracy went out with the Coast Guard to see the new front line.
When a Coast Guard helicopter spotted this Mexican fishing boat loaded with marijuana, the drug smugglers started tossing bales of pot into the ocean. These waters off the California coast are now one of the prime drug routes from Mexico to the U.S.
This is challenging for us. As this increase goes up, we're trying to step up our game.
Admiral Carl Schultz says intercepting drugs has always been part of the Coast Guard's mission, but it's never been this widespread or this dangerous. Last week, one of his guardsmen, Tyrell Horn, was killed when a Mexican drug boat rammed an inflatable Coast Guard boat off the coast of Santa Barbara.
I would say they're dangerous folks working for very dangerous criminal organizations that are looking to perpetuate illegal activity in our waters here. That concerns me.
Better security at the land border between the U.S. and Mexico has pushed the cartels to the water. They often hire Mexican fishermen who load their boats, known as pangas, with up to 8,000 pounds of pot.
They're all doing the work of the Sinaloan drug cartel, which controls this smuggling corridor. And so, they're being offered a large amount of money to smuggle drugs.
In the past year, authorities seized 102,000 pounds of marijuana off the California coast. That's nearly 5 times as much as the year before.
Roger, 9-9 cleared.
The Coast Guard is having to quickly adapt to larger drug boats that are able to travel greater distances.
There could be 2 people on board, there could be 8 to 10 people on board, just depending on what operation that they're carrying out at that particular time.
So you really have to be able to respond to almost anything.
Absolutely.
In 2008, drug runners were landing mainly in San Diego. By 2010, they were as far north as Los Angeles. And this year, they have moved nearly 400 miles up the coast to beach towns no one ever thought would be on a drug route.
Because the drug smugglers are now heading further north and further offshore, they're often sending 2 boats, one for the drugs and one for fuel. Sometimes they offload the drugs onto pleasure boats, hoping to get to shore undetected.
It's a cat and mouse game, but we don't give up.
Because every day there are more boats headed north filled with drugs. For CBS This Morning, Ben Tracy, Los Angeles.